So I'd like to thank you all for participating in yesterday's ceremony. At the end of the day, after we had closed the ceremony, I went to take the videos off the video card, and it turned out that the very end of the ceremony, which was the closing of the ceremony, the fire ceremony, wasn't recorded. The memory card filled right after that. Actually right in the middle of that portion where I was just kind of expressing my gratitude list. And interestingly, it also turned out that Anne-Marie was attempting to record that portion via Zoom, but Zoom never saved it to the cloud. So that, it was really interesting. It was a very powerful ending, I felt, being here. And I really felt a lot of energy in the space, as well as just the heat and the intensity of the fire. And really, I really wanted to extend gratitude again to everyone who participated, because it was really that container of the ceremony, both people in the Zoom and in the space, that really created the potential for that kind of energy. And many people had to leave early because we ran so long. We really ran long. So there were people who dropped off from the Zoom and people who had to leave the house. And I really wanted to be able to post that closing for those people. But that part is lost. So I thought what I'd do today is, yesterday we completed or perform the Sakavati ceremony, which is very similar. So at the end of yesterday's ceremony, where we burned all of the personal messages that people wanted to send, along with the client cards, we did that here in the fireplace. And we did the Sakavati here, and that process is a series of chants and remembrances, and at the very end we burn Lisa's effigy, and I burn them in those same ashes in this fireplace here, and I did record that. And so what I'd like to do today is just kind of walk through the end of that ceremony, and then I'm going to add to the end of this video just a non-audio version of the Sakavati ceremony with the burning of the fire of her effigy in the fire as a way for people to get closure to the ceremony we did on Sunday. And so really how it happened, there were two things that I wanted to talk about. Originally there were some really important. The fire itself was made out of some wood that had some significance. There were two different pieces of wood. One was wood from a chair that we had gotten originally specifically for Lisa. We had this light machine for her to work with the cancer, and so my mother had gotten this chair for us because it was very hard for Lisa to get the light in the proper place, and so we had this chair. It was an oak chair, and we could put the light on the back. I removed all the backing for her to get access to where the cancer was in her spine and in her lower pelvis. And so the wood for that was here. And also, right outside our bedroom window, we have this sweet gum tree that had this huge branch. And this branch was just reaching towards our bedroom window. And Lisa, all last summer and last fall, this branch would just be coming and reaching towards her, and it was this wild branch. If you know sweet gums, the leaves come from everywhere. They come all the way down the trunk of the tree. They produce so many leaves, and this branch was just coming towards her in the wind. It would just wave, and she would always just say, "Oh yeah, this branch is reaching for me. It's coming for me." She loved to watch that branch. And then when we had the ice storm, I don't even remember when it was, in December or January, we had this ice storm. That branch came down. And I don't know if I told her or not. I remember I didn't want to tell her that I had to cut that branch and that it wouldn't be blooming again. So in the cleanup from the ice storm, I had saved that branch outside to dry, and that was also in the fireplace for the ceremony. So at the very end, we followed a pretty simple process, is where we invited everyone up. I lit the fire from her flame here. I lit the fire, and then we invited people to come up and offer all their cards or the writings or any inspiration that they wanted to send off. And we also had this big container of her client cards, just all the hopes, dreams, inspiration, good wishes, everything that her clients had sent to her over the years, and friends. There were letters from friends in there. And we offered them to the fire. And in the middle of that fire, I just felt an intense amount of energy, an intense amount of presence, and was stoking that fire, and then I just knew to go out. I had to go get some more limbs, so I brought more of that wood in the middle of the fire to add fuel to that fire to finish out that process. And after that was mostly complete and burned off, we extinguished these candles, and then extinguished the ceremonial candle, the candle to the Trinity, and then the candle that was at the cross, and then the eternal flame candle that I have been burning for about 1.5 years. And if you remember, at that time I also had the tree here that still had the batteries, and I removed those batteries from that tree as the final letting go process. And then Donna Roy had, we closed the ceremony with the ringing of the bell 3 times to complete the entire celebration of Lisa's life. Coming up is just a short video of just that portion of the Sakavati practice of burning Lisa's picture at the very end. And again, I thank you so much for all the love that was brought to the space and created in her honor. Blessings to you.
Tatsaviturvarenyam Bargo devasya dhimahi Dhiyo yona prachodayat Om Bhurvuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bargo devasya dhimahi Dhiyo yona prachodayat Om Bhurvuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bargo devasya dhimahi Dhiyo yona prachodayat Om Bhurvuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bargo devasya dhimahi Dhiyo yona prachodayat Om Bhurvuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bargo devasya dhimahi Dhiyo yona prachodayat Tatsavitruvarenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Prachodayat Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsavitruvarenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Prachodayat Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsavitruvarenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Prachodayat Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsavitruvarenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Prachodayat Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsavitruvarenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Prachodayat Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsavitruvarenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Prachodayat